One of the more nightmarish things to do in this game is buying out the medals for the commanders that typically require 1,000 black diamonds to purchase their packs, as seen here. They're commonly referred to as F5 previously, but now more commonly referred to as F8 since Dana, Daeron, and Sunel have been added into the game. There are two primary reasons you'll realistically want to buy these medals. You can, one, grind them to gold and awaken them to 4 stars, since they are typically the best commanders in the game, particularly for specific synergy types, but you can also get them to grey or green for quite efficient tavern stats for combat rate and leadership. You have Jon, Sandor, and Daenerys, who all give combat rate and leadership in the tavern to 4 or 5 stars. And a fair few of these commanders have had free medals for them given out slowly across the years through stuff like their awakening wheels, or even something like the Jon medals here in the Summer Dance dice rolling. And this is obviously a high budget thing to delve into, but there is a place for it even for mid spenders because of the tavern stats aspect of it. So there are 3 primary ways you can buy these medals. There's one, these packs here. If you don't discount these and you buy out all 55 packs, this will cost you $5,500 to unlock one of these commanders 2 gold, and then you'd have to buy out their tokens to awaken them to 4 star also. So buying them this way is pretty much a non-option if you're trying to do it with any semblance of efficiency whatsoever. You will want them discounted in some way if buying them through here. They will at default be at 500 BD during discount events as Black Friday or most recent Christmas. So that can be one way. You can buy them, you can wait until then and then mass buy them if you're looking to grind them to gold. But there are actually more efficient ways than even Black Friday discounts if you're a mid-spender and only looking to get these for tavern stats. So you'll have, in this discount event icon up here, it rotates for a few different things. You see it's Gathering Week. I honestly don't know the specifics of all the different events, but there will be a tab similar to this, a selection chest where you can choose 4 things on different segments to create your own chest, and you'll be able to get 4 F5 medals for 300 BD, and that already will be better in terms of BD per F5 medal than Black Friday discounted F5 medals free here, because here you're getting 6 for 500, and the selection chest, it will be 4 for 300. So just as quick maths, it will be 2 F5 medals per 150 BD on the selection chest. If you add 150 BD to the 300, it would only be 450 for the 6 medals. So the selection chest is still more efficient than even Black Friday discounted F8 purchases. But one of the more common ways to buy them now is through the Chronicler event or the dice event, particularly since the dice packs have been added into the game also, because you can discount these packs and they have a buy limit of 2. So here, for example, I still have the Monday coupons up. I've used the honor token coupons in these also. You can get your own coupons through stuff like Beach Party or Harvest Season or Path of Ascendance or Merchants of King's Landing also. So you can really significantly discount these dice and then roll them in here, and then you can buy F5 medals for 150 Corolla per medal. And this event will primarily be the purpose of this video, because I've done some maths on roughly the average values of Corolla per dice, and it can put into perspective of how efficient buying F5 medals through this event actually is. You can see, for me, during this event myself, I've gone quite hard on this. I bought 11 Jon medals, 6 Sunel, 7 Baelish. The reason I've done this is because I just had medals lying around through their awakening wheels. So here, I had 4 Sunel medals, so I only needed 6 to unlock her. And when you first unlock a commander, they will have passive tavern stats. So here she gives 69 combat rate at just grey, at level 10, which is a significant jump. Seeing this here, I should probably chuck this on. What's the maths on this? It'll be 11. Okay. Slight detour there. Oh. Okay. These dice event packs, I can show you the progression here. This Discord, by the way, I've had a few people ask me to be invited to this. This is the Reese Discord of a WTF Discord for my alliance. This isn't a private Discord, it's this alliance's Discord. So I have a lot of like guide content and stuff on here, but I can't just invite people to it willy-nilly because it's locked to the WTF role, obviously. But the dice pack will be here. The full progression is there. It's 2 packs per tier, so it'll be 50-50, 200-200, 500-500, 1,000-1,000, for a total of 250 silver dice for 3,500 BD. But all these packs can be discounted, and there will normally be overlap with Monday coupons, and you can bring in your honor token coupons, and as I've said, use stuff like Harvest Pack to add more coupons to throw at them also, to make it more efficient. And if you're slow grinding these F5 medals for tavern stats or something, it's quite easy to say buy these first 4 packs with coupons. It's still a decent chunk of money, of course, but you can fairly easily get it for like 35 on that with a Monday coupon, 25 on that with an honor token, 100 on that with an honor token, 140 on that with an honor token, with a Monday coupon, I mean. And that will really bring down this total number here. And the key when you're rolling these, there's a few tricks to it. So when you land on these ×2 tiles, you will want to use the gold dice you get along the way, because when using these, they will have a ×2 effect themselves, and when you use them on a ×2 tile, that will then give you a ×4 effect. So if you roll a 5 here with a gold dice and you land on this, it will then give you 120 Corolla, and that will really boost up your numbers if you use these gold dice correctly. And the other thing you'll want to keep in mind is you can buy 6 an event for free. You'll be able to get 4 for diamonds here, 2 for gold. You'll get 1 gold dice every time you pass this point, so there'll be decent value when you hit stuff like ×3. If you hit like with a gold dice on this ×2 and hit this and then speed all the way through, because this will be a ×12. It's not ideal, but you will sort of minimize your loss since you'll get another gold dice. And all the numbers I will show about this don't go into depth on gold dice values, so all the numbers here are pretty much worst case scenario, because they don't take into account the double values or the quadruple values, more likely, of the gold dice. And you'll see, just as a quick snippet before I totally dive into it, if you're buying these first 4 packs with honor token and rolling to 40 dice, the most efficient way of buying F5 medals in the game will be going to that 40 roll milestone, only with silver dice. So this will be even better when you start including stuff like the free dice you can buy, the gold dice, using them on ×2 tiles and stuff like that. So as shown here, a key thing if you're approaching this event at all is you're going to have to commit to these milestones. Otherwise it's going to be needlessly inefficient realistically. If you stop at something like 80 dice, you're losing out on so many Corolla. There's 180 Corolla there. The value I have on average is 11.5 Corolla per silver dice. I'm not going to sit here for 5 minutes trying to do the maths on that, but that'll be what, like the equivalent of 15 silver dices or something like that, just from this milestone alone. So you really won't want to sit in the middle. If you can't commit all the way from 40 to 100, for example, it would be better to just save your dice like I've done here and wait for the next event, and then either go to 40 cheaper or then commit all the way to 100 when you can actually reach that milestone. So that's a lot of talking. I'll just show the maths now. This value is tested from Dell again. She helps me with a lot of stuff. She full bought out the packs and tracked her average. I cross-referenced it with my own average. I think I had 12 per as an average. Other people in my alliance, I've compared their values for this event too. A few people have gone to 100 and they've gotten about like 1,700 for going to the 100 milestone, which when you account for the fact that this doesn't include the milestones, when you include all these milestones, going to 100 should give a minimum of about 1,500. When you then add on the gold dice values onto this, 1,700 is a pretty decent estimate. So I think, whilst I wouldn't treat this as gospel, it's obviously very RNG based, it's from a fairly low sample size. Somewhere in this ballpark is pretty much what you're going to be looking at. And it doesn't have to be specifically correct to show the trends of what I want to show here. So I have down here the existing best ways to buy F5 medals. The selection chest is currently the best, and then the 50% discounts on the base packs are next up. So out of these two, if you're looking to grind F5s, use that selection chest, because it will be better than the Black Friday chest. You will get the diamonds through these, to be fair, and with this you won't. So maybe that's worth it to you to spend that extra BD. Depends what your priorities are, I guess. But if we look at the values of rolling to these milestones with only BD from these packs, if you take the values of using the honor token, because without discounting it, admittedly, it won't be as good. But there has to be a sense of realism here, because this specifically is very much a mid-spender approach to it. So you will be looking to buy stuff with coupons, so I think this is a fair comparison to make, particularly since these cannot be couponed, so they lose value through that. But even if just buying those packs for the 40 dice, which isn't realistic because you're going to have the 6 free ones effectively as well, so you wouldn't even have to buy one of these first packs. You'd have to, realistically, because of how the pack progressions work, but you could then, with the free ones here, have these for the next event, for example, and it will get slightly complicated as you're saving dice for future events to make it cheaper in future. But going to 40 with BD on those packs, with honor token, including the milestones, will be the cheapest way of getting F5 medals in the game right now. So if you are grinding F5 for whatever reason, you will potentially want to at least be doing this if you don't want to grind something like one of the March skins. Because even the tavern stats, if you think of the equivalent value of the amount of leadership and combat rate you can get if you're doing this consistently each event compared to saving for one of the March skins, you will get, if you don't have them to grey and green at least, all these commanders like John and Sandor and whatnot, you will get a lot of tavern stats through doing this, and it may well outweigh a March skin improvement. That's a choice you'll have to make yourself, of course. If you're going to 100, it does lose value, but this is very much a worst case scenario. And when you start adding in more context, like if you use the Monday coupons as well as the honor token coupons, for example, it will be almost equivalent value of Black Friday or Christmas discounts. But then you've also got to remember that this isn't counting the free dice or the gold dice. So realistically, the gold dice you're going to be getting, even from just going round the wheel over and over again, just the free ones you'll get from here, let alone landing on this. Like, they'll add free rolls by themselves, but they'll also increase your averages from landing on ×2, ×4 Corollas also. So realistically, whilst I don't have the maths for it, I would heavily estimate that going to 100 rolls, if you're discounting the packs properly, is probably at worst equivalent value of Black Friday discounts, but realistically it's probably about as good as selection chests, if not slightly better. It's at least in the same ballpark as them. Plus you're of course getting all the diamonds from the packs also, since you're going to be buying these up. You'll also be getting all the stuff on these rolls also, all the diamonds, the books, the epic tokens, the blessing stones, the John medals potentially. So there will be more hidden value in here that isn't listed in this Discord channel at all. And yeah, I think generally if you're a mid-spender, the dice event is realistically where it's at in terms of grinding F5s. You're just going to have to make sure you're doing it with coupons or it won't be as good. But if you can get those dice packs properly couponed, Yeah, this will give you the best bang for your buck, 100%.